And welcome to Vermilion Tanager Basketball. We, Jen, Ashley, and myself are in Groton, South Dakota. And if you're not familiar with where Groton is, and you're in Yankton or Vermilion, head on up to Watertown and hang a left and stop. If you hit Aberdeen, you've gone too far. But Groton's a nice little town. There's a nice gymnasium. It's my first time up in this area. So happy to be here. But we are getting you ready for some Tanager basketball. This is going to be a great one. And this one came about because of a few moving pieces. It's like one of those puzzles when you were a kid. They were squares, and there was one missing, so you kept moving them around. Well, the Tanagers lost their opponent that they were supposed to have at the Sanford Coyote Sports Center when for the Booster Club Classic. Well, and then when they canceled, it was kind of last minute, so then they were left scrambling. So Beersford, the boys, said they would step in. So that's why the Tanager Boys played the Beersford Boys in the Sanford Coyote Sports Center. Now, that's what led to earlier this week it being just a girls' single header against Beersford. Well, that still meant that the Tanagers needed a 20th game. Well, lo and behold, so did Groton. So through some conversations, they came to the agreement that they would do a game this year, and hopefully they can figure something out for next year or maybe a year after, where Groton maybe comes down and plays at the Birdcage or something. And so that's how this came about. I do want to say before we get started that this is Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. First Dakota National Bank, serving their customers for over 150 years with ag, personal, and business lending. I also want to mention Alexa. Alexa, nope, not the tool for your, not Alexa that helps you figure things out, but she did. Alexa is the athletic director here in Groton. Alexa Schuring. I want to make sure I had her name right. I had sent an email on Monday to confirm that I could broadcast, that there'd be space if I needed anything. Well, I woke up this morning and I'm like, I heard from all my coaches. I had 5 games this week, 3 of them on the road. And I'm like, gosh, I didn't hear from Groton. And so I called and didn't realize that they have both an athletic director and an activities director. And so many schools just have one. Well, I emailed the wrong AD. And so never heard from. So I called and talked to Alexa this morning, and she's like, "Oh no, we can take care of you. We'll have a table up there for you." She said, "Do you need Wi-Fi?" She sent me the Wi-Fi, so we had our own Wi-Fi, which makes it much easier to broadcast. And I just want to say, if you're out there and you don't realize what your activities director or athletic director does, that's part of their job. And boy, the way I just said that makes it sound like, hey, she was doing her job. No, that is part of what they do, and so they make things so much easier. They can make things very easy or very difficult for a broadcaster. Well, I can tell you, I've never really had anybody make it difficult, but Alexa made it easy. Alexa was just great to work with. So if you know anybody in the Groton School District or the Groton area, you make sure to tell them. Alexa Schuring is doing an amazing job. And she just said, I'll be doing books, so stop by and mention that you're here. And it was just great. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that because it's so easy. It's so easy to just assume that stuff is going to happen, that's going to be the norm. But she went above and beyond, and it was just really nice. So I wanted to make sure that I did not forget to say that. But again, this is Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. First Dakota is proudly supporting the dreams and banking needs of their customers for 150 years, offering personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey, plus a friendly team of professional bankers ready to put you first. We also have a scoreboard sponsor. Tonight's scoreboard is sponsored by Midwest Ready Mix. For all your concrete needs, call Midwest Ready Mix. They have also purchased Clark's Rentals in Yankton. And on that Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, right now, with 3:25 to go in the second period, Vermilion trails Groton area 17-7. Now, right now out there for Vermilion on the in the JV match, you have number 40, Frankie Orr. You have 12, Landon Cerny. Let's see, number 10, Cade Roovers. Number 35, Carson Priester, and who's the other one? Oh, 21, Trenton Thomas. Now, Trenton Thomas and Landon Cerny, you'll probably hear their names a little bit more during the varsity game as well. Trenton's been getting in some. Landon's usually the first man off the bench as well. So that's who's out there right now. 17-7, 3:19 to go in the second quarter of this JV game. Well, I did want to say we do have an interview that we want to play. That's with Carter Hansen. It did air earlier. It aired on At the Mic with Michael Schumacher. Actually, Carter came on live, and so came on at about 7:30, I believe it was, 7:35 on Tuesday. And so this is an interview that we did after that. It's a longer one, so I'm still debating if I want to air it or not, because it will take up most of the JV game, and I'm actually thinking I'm leaning towards not. During the pregame show, we'll have Jay Drake as well as Coach Dolan with the Groton area Tigers. So, you know, part of me wants to play the interview, but I don't know. It depends upon how long they do for halftime. We can actually even start it a little bit at halftime, but right now, 2:48 to go in the second quarter, 17-7. Groton area leads Vermilion in the JV game. Also, as part of the pregame and part of this, we will discuss the polls. We'll discuss seed points. We'll look at the matchups around the state, and that'll be brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic. And remember, every timeout is brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. They've been locally owned and operated for over 20 years. Murph's Appliance have been in the home appliance business for over 2 decades. 2:31 to go, 17-7 in favor of Groton area. Landon Cerny bringing the ball up. He's guarded by number 3, Blake Pauley. Cerny hands it off to Thomas, who drives into the lane, goes up with the right hand, no good. Rebound, or up and in, and he is going to be fouled by number 20, Easton Weber, a 5'11", 8th grader for Groton area. A number of 8th graders on this junior varsity team. Numbered, 3 of them. Ethan Kroll, 5'10", 8th grade guard. Easton Weber, a 5'11", 8th grade guard. And Carson Zach, a 5'10", 8th grade guard. And actually, they didn't call the foul on Easton Weber. They did call it on Blake Pauley. Also out there for Groton area, you have number 32, Turner Thompson, number 30, Gage Sipple, and number, sure he's sideways towards me here. I think it's number 11, Kason Keough. Free throw from Orr, no good. Rebound to Sipple. Here's Keough bringing the ball up. 2:13 to go. 17-9, Vermilion trails in this JV match. So again, Thomas has been getting some varsity time. He's played in a few games now, where he's been able to make some appearances in like the first half, not scrub time. So some real varsity experience. He's had some good times, and they're going to call a travel on Trenton Thomas. Maybe that is the announcer curse. As soon as you start talking about somebody, they do something bad. But so we're in the second quarter here. As it's 17-9 with 1:40 to go here in the second quarter. And Blake Pauley with the drive. Gets it over to Thompson. Thompson gets it over to Weber. Weber for 3 makes it 20-9 in favor of Groton area. And Cade Roovers is fouled. I believe they're going to call it on number 11, Casson Keough. And they do. It's his second personal. Coming in for Vermilion, you have Gabe Larson, number 32, and number 14, Hunter Morse. Checking in for, let's see here, number 35, Carson Priester, number 40, Frankie Orr. Roovers' second free throw is good, making it 20-10 with 1 minute to go here in the second period of this JV matchup. Easton Weber brings the ball up. No good. Rebound to Trenton Thomas. Getting out there now. We now have Jaden Schwann has checked in for Groton area. He's checked in for Pauly. Here's Larson over to Cerny. Cerny at the top of the key. Looks to drive. Goes up with the right hand. Up and in. Landon Cerny with the layup. Contested layup. Makes it 20-12 with 35 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Groton area leads 20-12. We'll see if they play for the last shot here. Shot clock is off. All right, and in the paint, up with the right hand and good. That is Gage Sipple, the 6'6" sophomore center. Nice moves there. You have to think that he might be somebody to keep an eye on in the coming years for this team. 5 seconds to go. Here's Roovers up with the right hand, up and in. Nice job by Cade Roovers at the buzzer, 22-14 as we head to half. It's Vermilion trailing 22-14. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube. Again, at the half in the JV matchup on the Mercer, on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, Vermilion 14, Groton area 22.
Safe means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday. Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and with the 6-wheel drive and low-range transfer case, they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is teaming up with Clark's Rentals in Yankton, bringing you a wide range of hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more to get the job done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment for all your concrete needs, and Clark's Rentals, your rental equipment headquarters.
Welcome back to Groton Area High School in Groton, South Dakota. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley as we are bringing you Tanager basketball sponsored by First Dakota National Bank. At the half, Vermilion trails 22-14 of the JV matchup. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a little bit of the Carter Hansen interview after his 2 game-winning free throws the other night against Madison to help seal the deal. Here is that interview with Carter Hansen.
On the line, we have Carter Hansen. Now, you don't want to say a hero of the game, but he came through in the clutch last night because it was really a team effort. But, boy, last night was a physical game, and told me off the air he's a little bit sore. But other than that, Carter, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. Big win last night.
It really was. Before I went to break, I was saying it felt like the last couple of games, Del Rapids and Pine Ridge, you guys had shown that you could come back. But I think last night really showed that not only can you guys come back, but this is how you learn how to win and get over that hump. Do you feel like this might be that turning point?
Yeah, with that big break with all those snow things, it just kind of threw us out of our rhythm a little bit, I think. And, we dropped a few. But we got Parkston pretty good in the Madison Classic. And, this is a big one for us. It's a big turning point for the season, I think. And, yeah, I do think this is getting us over the hump and should get us back into the form that we want to be.
Well, and, you guys are 9-4 on the season. The 4 losses and one's to a Boys Town team. It's always hard to, especially different states, different school sizes, but they were a good athletic team. Sioux Falls Christian, they're just a juggernaut right now. Pine Ridge is ranked. They're now 4th in the most recent prep media poll. And Del Rapids, you were in it and got it to overtime, had a few chances there. So it's 9-4, but easily could be 10 or 11 wins on the season. So it feels like this might be that win that triggers that stretch run for you guys. But you guys have Well, you guys have a heck of a run still coming as far as opponents.
Yeah, for sure. We have a big week coming up with Groton and Lennox. It's going to be some tough games for sure. Good teams.
It really is. These are some tough teams that you guys are facing. But I want to do a full Tanager talk. But first, just with the game last night, as a player, what and when somebody looks and sees that you had, I think, 7 points on the night, it wasn't that your shot wasn't necessarily falling. It was hard for you to get your shot off. There was a lot of swarming defense from Madison, and it just was a rough night. After a night like that, when you all of a sudden you have this chance where you're going to the line to shoot 2 free throws, just as a player, what goes through your head?
I mean, for me, it was really nothing. I just went up and tried to make them. But, looking back on it, it's like, obviously, I got 3 fouls really quick. You can go up and hit 2 free throws, and, everyone sort of forgets about that. So, yeah, it's basically just go up and try to win the game for your team at that point.
Well, and you said it exactly. You got the 3 fouls early, and that really took you out early in the second quarter. And just really limited your time out there on the court. How frustrating is that? Because we talked a little bit about an inconsistency in calls and stuff, and it just makes it frustrating when you aren't able to play the game that you want, because you're a very aggressive defensive player. How did that affect you the rest of the game?
Yeah, I gave one away late in the shot clock, and Coach Drake talked about that. So it's definitely the controllables, because the way I want to play, being aggressive, I'm probably going to give a few. And it just happened that I all got them in the same little short run, and it really did. It took me out for basically the whole second quarter. But the team did great without me. We got Cole Tweeten came in and gave us some great minutes. He was on the boards, Landon Cerny, and then obviously Bryson, Trey, Bowen. They held the fort down, and they did what we know they can do.
Well, and you mentioned Cole, and he gets some boards, but he does something else that doesn't get in the books, that when you just look at the stats isn't there. But he seems to have a sense of when he can't get the board, but he hits it out to like the top of the key, or hits it out to somebody. He's a master at that.
I know. He just sits in there, and he just kind of works his way in, and he doesn't want to get in over the back. So if he can't, and he got a few. He had one to Trey pretty much right when I went out. Just tipped it right out, and we got it right back. I think Trey made a jumper off of it.
Yeah.
Those are the plays that we need him to make.
Well,
big turning points.
Exactly, because, if somebody's just looking at stats, there were probably 3 to 4 rebounds that Cole was responsible for that Cole doesn't get credit in the books for.
Exactly.
And so when a person just looks at his numbers and sees, oh, he's averaging 2 rebounds per game, that's not the whole story. He provides a completely different presence in there sometimes for you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think last night was a great win. It was a great atmosphere. And like you said, it showed that you guys can win, and it's just a great mindset. Now you snapped the 3-game skid. You beat Parkston on Saturday. You now come back on Monday, and you beat Madison. You have a few days. I think Coach said he's giving you today off.
Yeah.
And then just kind of doing some run-throughs, good practices on the 2 days leading up to the Groton trip, which is Again, it's a long road trip, so that adds another element to it when it takes 3.5 hours just to get there, so it becomes an all-day thing. How do you guys prepare for a game like that, especially with the team that you guys aren't familiar with?
Yeah, you just got to focus on us at this point. We've kind of, like I said, we're in a little bit of a slump, and we're on the edge of becoming a really, really good team. We just need to get there. So I think we need to come into practice, take the day off tomorrow for sure, and then come in Wednesday, Thursday, and really focus and try to go to work.
Well, I think that's a great mindset. Well, hey, I have some questions for you as part of my Tanager talk. I usually finish with the sport, but there's too much coming out of that game. We had to talk about it right away. But because that was. And I know I become a bit of a homer when I'm announcing. I will say exactly what I'm thinking about the officiating, and you know, I was really frustrated last night, and so I'm just so glad you guys were able to pull it out, and so glad you were able to talk with me today because and I want people to know we didn't arrange this afterwards. Actually, I had arranged it with you before the game even happened. So, you know, I think it was just meant to be that you'd come through in the end with the win.
I would say.
So
reverse the announcer's curse.
Exactly. We're going to call that. We're going to make that a thing. We're going to make it a reverse curse. Okay, that is excellent. Because I am very careful never to say anybody's perfect from the free throw line because I never want that on me, man.
Never want to curse them.
Exactly. All right. Well, I tell you what, Carter. I've had a chance to speak to you before, but just tell us a little bit about yourself and your family, just for people that out there that might not be familiar with you.
I don't know. I guess I would say I like to be at home a lot. I'm pretty laid back overall. I'd say my family is too. We aren't too crazy. We just kind of relax and live our lives, I'd say.
All right. Well, now, what are your parents?
Crazy over here.
What are your parents' names?
Angie and Scott.
Okay. All right, and we know you have Trey as a brother because
yes,
he gets to play out there. Do you have any other siblings?
Yeah. No, just Trey. He's plenty.
He's plenty. Okay, we get that. I understand that. I was an only child. My parents said I was plenty, so I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're a junior in school, and I know you golf. And you obviously do basketball. Do you do any other sports throughout the seasons?
Yeah, I also play baseball in the spring and summer.
Okay. All right. So baseball in the spring and summer. Now, which sport would be your favorite? If somebody said, hey, you can only pick one to play anymore.
100% basketball.
Is it? Okay. Just one of those that you just love having the basketball in your hands?
Yeah, I've loved it since I started playing.
All right. Well, as a junior, you've probably started thinking about it, but do you know what you want to do after graduation? I know you have a whole other year after this, but has that thought process started for you at all?
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning into like a business administration, maybe something in finance. That's what my dad and grandpa have done, and it just, I don't know, seems like it'd be the life for me.
All right. Now, are you hoping to be able to play sports in college?
Yeah, I would hope. We'll see about that.
Okay. All right. So that is excellent. Well, I have what are known as, I call them icebreaker questions. They're a little off the wall, but people seem to enjoy them. So, and the first one's just low-hanging fruit here. You have one final meal. What would it be?
Oh. About a year ago, I would have told you prime rib, but now I'm going to go with my mom's chicken tacos and some raspberries.
Chicken tacos and raspberries. Okay, so what is it about the chicken tacos that vaulted them over prime rib? Because prime rib's hard to beat.
I know. I have no idea. I don't know. They're my favorite.
All right. Well, it's funny. Whenever I ask that, some people go really fancy and this and that, and then about the other half kind of go with what their dad making a mistake or a dish that their mom makes. So it's funny how everyone's mindset's just a little bit different on that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, this next one, I don't know how big of a music fan you are, but if you are, you have 3 musical artists that you can choose to see live. And these artists can be living or dead, anyone from throughout musical history. Which 3 musical artists would you choose to see live?
All right. I'd probably go Drake, and then I'd go Billy Currington, and probably Lil Wayne.
Okay. Now I've gotten a lot of Drakes before. That's my first Billy Currington. What is it about Currington that you really like?
Oh, I love Good Directions. That's one of my favorite songs ever.
All right. And Lil Wayne, I'll admit, I think that's my first Lil Wayne too. What is it about Lil Wayne's music?
I don't know. I think he's fun. I think one of his performances would be pretty fun.
Exactly. You have to think. you know he's going to put on a performance for whoever's in the crowd.
Exactly.
And so you're going to get your money's worth, even if you had to pay for a ticket. Little Wayne's not going to disappoint, I don't think. So, no, that is awesome. I love hearing who people choose. Yeah, Drake's been really popular. Michael Jackson's been really popular, and Taylor Swift's been popular with some as well. So,
Yeah.
but I like those, and varied. You know, you had some variety in there, so you're not going to be not going to be bored. All right, well, excellent. Now this next one. It's a time traveling question, a little bit. You can go back to any point in history and return safely one time, and you can change history if you want, but you can go to any specific day, event, or era. You know, so some people have chosen like the 80s. To when would you travel?
I would probably go see that Chicago Bears game where they put up 73 and had that scoring record for 72, I think.
Okay. All right. And that's always interesting too, because I love the people that choose the sports ones, you know, because there are these moments that you just want to be a part of. So I can live with that. All right. And then finally, and you could choose two, but whether it's personal or sports, have you had heroes or idols that you've tried to emulate? And, you know, you could have a personal one, like in life, and then you could also have a sports hero if you want. Who would you say are people that you've looked up to or tried to idolize?
I would say definitely my dad, for sure, for work ethic and all that stuff. As of, like, being a person. Also my mom, too. I'd say anyone in my family.
Okay.
Just work ethic and everything.
All right, so they've just kind of created that model for you that you feel like, okay, if these are the footsteps I can walk in, I'll be walking a pretty good path.
I would agree.
All right. Well, you know what? That is I think that's a great answer. You know, and sometimes the people that don't go in it for the glory, that are just living their true selves and living good lives, those are the best people to emulate. So I like that answer. I really do. Well, Carter, I know you probably didn't think you're going to be getting odd questions like that, but that's what you get when you end up talking to me. So I appreciate you taking the time. So you have Groton on Friday. How are you guys feeling about the rest of the season?
You know, we're just looking forward to it. We don't have much left. We're over halfway, so we just gotta go out every day and make it worth it. Don't ever give anything away.
Well, exactly. And boy, when you guys came into the season, you know, it's always hard. You guys have this weird combination of some experience, but really a lot of youth. What were you guys thinking coming into the season, just as a team? Did you kind of see that there was this potential there for possible greatness, or you know, being really good and being really competitive?
Yeah, you know, we knew we had it. It just has to click, really. And we are young and somewhat experienced, but it is definitely an odd mix to try to get that chemistry. So we were definitely excited for the season, but, you know, you just don't know until you go out there and compete. And you have to do all the things to win still, so nothing's given.
Well, and that's exactly right. And I tell you what, you know, just like the girls team, it's you guys are focused on the team. It's somebody different stepping up, it seems, every night. It seems like yourself, Zone, Trey.
And that was our interview with Carter Hansen. We talk about the game and the team there, and we'll have that up on YouTube. But I wanted to get those answers out there for you. We're getting towards the end of the third quarter here. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. 31-22, Vermilion Trails here at the end of the third quarter. Groton looking to get one more basket, and they do. 33-22 will be the score here at the end of the third quarter. Vermilion Trails. And on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, this is Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, Vermilion Yankton, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermilion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with a work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermilion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Welcome back to Groton Area High School in Groton, South Dakota, where we are entering the fourth quarter of the JV matchup between Groton Area and Vermilion. Vermilion trails 33-22. Three-pointer right there by Gabe Larson, though. That's going to get him back in the game. 33-25, Vermilion trails. Out there right now for the Tanagers. Spencer Blanchette, Hunter Morse, Luke Jensen, Trenton Thomas, and Gabe Larson. And there's a steal by Gabe Larson out there for Groton Area. You have Blake Pauley. You have Carson Zach, Easton Weber, Gage Sipple, and Turner Thompson. And there is a travel called on Vermilion. So that will turn the ball back over to Groton Area. And they call this gym the Jungle, you know, because they're the Tigers and the jungle, and it has some nice artwork on the walls. There's a big tiger down there done by the class of 2011. Don't know if they did it or just paid for it, but kind of cool. Just a nice kind of old school gym. And there is a miss and a rebound by Vermilion. Here's Gabe Larson down the left side. Kicks it over to Luke Jensen. Jensen for three. No, off the back iron. Rebound to Turner Thompson. And what is cool is this is called Groton Area High School. They have four banners on the side. And here's a three-point attempt. No good. Rebound, Gabe Larson. It's for the Groton Tigers, the Andover Gorillas, the Columbia Comets, and the Bristol Pirates. Those are the four towns, former schools, that make up Groton Area. And so just like there's Andes, Central for Lake Andes, because it includes Pickstown. If you've ever listened to me, you know it includes Pickstown. This includes Groton, Andover, Columbia, and Bristol. I'll mention that later. But there's Hunter Morse down low, up with the left hand. Makes it 33-25. There's a timeout called on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. 4:11 to go. Vermilion trails 33-25. We'll be back after a 30-second timeout. Brought to you by Murph's Appliance from downtown Vermilion.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermilion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Welcome back to Groton Area High School, the Jungle, home of the Tigers, where with 4:11 to go, and I thought they hadn't added the 2 points. 33-27 on the Hunter Morse layup, left-handed layup before the timeout. 4 minutes to go. Vermilion down by 6. Oh, nice block by Spencer Blanchette. Rebounded by Groton Area, but I think they gave him a fresh 35, though, and they shouldn't have. That thing did not hit the rim. And there's a three-pointer for Groton Area by number 20, Easton Weber. Not that it would have mattered, but they reset the shot clock, and they really shouldn't have. Here's Luke Jensen. Jensen gets it out to Morse. Morse kicks it out to Trenton Thomas for three. That is good. Trenton Thomas with the three makes it 36-30. 3:32 to go here in the fourth quarter of this JV matchup. Get out there for Vermilion. Spencer Blanchette, Hunter Morse. Cade Roovers, Luke Jensen, and Trenton Thomas. Blake Pauly with an easy 2. Kind of a missed assignment, I think. Luke Jensen for 3. No good. And they are going to call a foul on Vermilion, probably on Trenton Thomas. Yes, Trenton Thomas kind of came in. And that is his second personal. So it's 38-30 with 3:10 to go here in the fourth quarter of JV action. On Vermilion Streaming and ESPN Radio, this Tanager broadcast brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, serving their customers for over 150 years. So Groton area moving the ball around. Looks like Blake Pauly out there on the left. Thought about taking the shot. It was too contested, into the hands of Turner Thompson. Thompson up with the left hand, no good. And that ball is out of bounds, off the hands of Carson Zach of Groton area. So again, 2:43 to go. Vermilion trails 38-30 in this JV matchup. We'll have our First Dakota National Bank pregame show once this game is over. That'll include interviews with Coach Brian Dolan of Groton area and Coach Jay Drake of Vermilion. Trenton Thomas into the lane. Oh, just short. Rebound there by number 24, Logan Warrington. Blake Pauly bringing the ball up, guarded by Hunter Morse. Gets it over to number 14, Carson Zach. Now it's in the hands of Easton Weber. Back to Zach. Spencer Blanchette on Weber like a glove, like a little Gary Payton. Nice dribble by Easton Weber. Shot is short. Rebound, Hunter Morse. Gets it into the hands of Cade Roovers. Roovers ahead to Jensen. And that ball is knocked out of bounds by Easton Weber. So Vermilion will inbound the ball with 29 seconds on the shot clock. Again, I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. Also tonight, across our platforms, you have Joe Van Gore and Zach Spear in Pier. And they see that rhyme, so they are not here, but they are near. Never fear. No, Joe and Zach are in Pier as the Bucks are traveled to take on the Governors. That'll be on Classic Hits 106.3 and 5-star streaming on YouTube. Hunter Morris down in the paint, and they're going to call a foul. They're going to call a foul, so that'll be the second team foul of the quarter. And that's going to be called on number 14, Carson Zach. So Roovers to inbound, gets it into Jensen. Up to Trenton Thomas. Back to Roovers on the left-hand side. Drives the baseline. Goes up with the right hand, and he is fouled on the shot. Not sure who they're going to call it on. Yep, they're calling it on Blake Pauly. Blake Pauly, that is his 5th personal, so he will check out. Number 40, Ethan Krall will check in. That is the 3rd team foul of the quarter. But Pauly checks out with 5 personal fouls. Roovers goes to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is up and good, makes it 38-31. The C team, in the C game, Vermilion lost by 2. It was a close game, but lost by 2 to Groton area. Second free throw up and no good. But the rebound, nope, rebound into the hands of number 20, Easton Weber. Gets it ahead to Carson Zach, and they throw it out of bounds as he tries to get it to Logan Warrington, and that knocks off of his hands. So, minute 22 to go. It's a 3-possession game. 38-31. Vermilion needs to score and score fairly quickly. Here's Blanchette bringing the ball up. Nice behind the back dribble. Drives into the paint. Kicks it out to Jensen. Jensen for 3. No good. But rebound 2. Oh, nope, still. Sorry. I get excited. Carson Zach. They try to get it down low to Weber. No good. Into the hands of Luke Jensen. 59 seconds to go. Vermilion with Roovers bringing it up. Gets it over to Blanchette. Blanchette to the left. Drives in. Puts up a floater. No good. Rebound 2. Turner Thompson. 46 seconds remaining in the game. 31 seconds on the shot clock in the JV matchup. Looks like we're going to be pretty much right on time. Vermilion is scheduled, the varsity game is scheduled for 6:30. There's Trenton Thomas with a steal. Unable to connect on the short jumper, though. And Easton Weber is with the rebound, and a timeout called by Groton area with 27.6 seconds remaining. We'll just keep it right here. But this timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance. Murph's Appliance, 2 decades of service. They are locally owned and locally operated, serving the Vermilion area for all of your appliance needs. So again, pregame will include interviews with Coach Brian Dolan of the Groton Area Tigers, Jay Drake of the Vermilion Tanagers. We'll take a look around the state, sponsored by the Vermilion Medical Clinic, and we'll look at the most recent prep media poll and some of the action that has happened since then. We'll also take a look at the seed points by region. Did that earlier today on At the Mic, and if you haven't listened to At the Mic, I'd love it if you'd tune in. 7 to 9 a.m. we have Bucks Banter, Gazelle's Gab, Tanager Talks, Coyote Conversations. Had an interview today with Coach Tom Billiter of the Augustana Vikings. And you hear my occasional hot takes, my rants here and there. And here's the inbound from Groton area to Easton Weber. And that ball is, they're going to call it jump ball. Jump ball. Easton Weber has the ball. I'm not sure if they're calling it jump because of Cade Roovers or Spencer Blanchette, but possession arrow favors Groton area. 38-31. Ball gets into the hands of Ethan Krall. They get it down low to number 24, Logan Warrington, and he is fouled on the shot with 17.1 seconds remaining. Warrington will go to the line to shoot 2, and that foul is called on. Did they call it on 14? Yep, on Hunter Morse. That is his second personal, second team. Warrington's first free throw is off the back iron. Checking in is Gabe Larson. So out there, Gabe Larson. Checking out Carson Preister and Hunter Morse. That free throw is good, makes it 39-31. Here's Blanchette with Thomas and Larson and Luke Jensen. Blanchette with the jumper, no good. Rebound to Groton area with 8 seconds to go. And I think they'll just let them play out. And that will end it. Vermilion JV falls 39-31 to Groton area. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have our First Dakota National Bank pregame show as we get ready to bring you Tanager basketball as they're taking on the Groton Area Tigers here in Groton. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley, and this is ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermilion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermilion.
With First Bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Welcome back to Groton Area High School, where the Groton Area Tigers are getting ready to take on the Vermilion Tanagers. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. This is being brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Well, earlier today I had a chance to sit down with Coach Brian Dolan of the Groton Area Tigers, and here's that conversation. Welcome back to our coaches conversation, and on the line we have the Groton Tigers head coach Brian Dolan. Coach, you guys played last night, but how are you doing today?
Well, we're here. It was a late night. Doubleheaders get to be late, but we're good. We're ready to roll. It's an exciting game for us up here in Groton. We don't get too many teams from down south that are willing to come up here. You got to tip your cap to Vermilion for making the trek to Groton, South Dakota, and I think it should be a fun game tonight.
Oh, I think it's going to be as well. It feels like it's really two evenly matched teams doing battle, and it's always fun to get a matchup of two teams that don't see each other very often, if or at all. You know, just to get something brand new.
You're right. Actually, we were at the Corn Palace tournament, or whatever they call it this summer, the Corn Belt. We've never been down there before, and I noticed Vermilion was there, and I just remember thinking, God, that'd be fun to play them. We don't play them. We never get a chance to play them. And then for some reason, we obviously didn't see them in pool play, but then we were paired up with the two teams in our pool on the same side of the bracket, Vermilion was on the other side of the bracket of that tournament. I was hoping to see them just because it is something different. And I think Coach does a great job, and I think it's going. I'm looking forward to it. When we started talking late summer, early fall about getting the game, I was pretty excited about the opportunity just to play somebody different that is a quality opponent that's well coached. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, and that does make it fun, because it is something different. Rivalry games are fun. Seeing somebody, year to year has its own value. But something brand new is awesome. So I'm excited to make the trip up there. I haven't been up to that. I haven't been to Groton before. I'm a Northeast Nebraska guy, Southeast South Dakota. So this is my first time to Groton. So I'm kind of excited. I always like coming to someplace new. So.
Well, it's a good town. It's a great community. They support their athletics, and I've been fortunate to be in a good position since we've been here for the last couple of years coaching, and it's a good community. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy the environment. Friday night a little bit earlier. I don't think that'll affect us at all. I think we'll have a good turnout, and I know after watching the DAC-12 games that you guys will have a good following up here. I know it's a little bit of a drive, but like you said, it's something different, it's something new, and it's something that we're trying to do up here. It's hard. There's not a lot of Class A schools up here, so we have to go south. We played West Central. We were supposed to play Dakota Valley in a regular season game. It got snowed out, and then we ended up playing them in the DAC-12. So I don't think we're going to actually make that one up just because of there. Just to develop our program a little bit more.
Well, and that's great that you're able to do that, and it's great to find willing partners to make that trek.
Absolutely.
And you actually played a team where with a coach that's doing that very same thing, in Casey Means and the Pine Ridge Thorpes. He's willing to have ball will travel type of attitude.
Yeah, absolutely. We played them a little bit earlier in the year too at the Corn Palace right after Christmas, and that was a fun team to prepare for. And they took us to the woodshed that day. So hopefully we're a little better tonight than we were that night.
Yeah, and they are the difference in that team from Coach Means' first year last year to this year is just it's been exponential. The improvement I saw in that team out there.
Games all the time, they got to be willing to listen to their coach. I think they're a cohesive unit. They're an extension of him on the floor, and they're going to be fun to watch come the end of the year. And I cheer for them, except if they're going to play us.
Exactly. I'm the same way. I love following them. I think they're a fun team to keep track of. So I'm excited to see their progress. But except when they play Vermilion, it was like, oh, okay, that's the one loss I wanted you to have. But nope, that's okay. That's okay.
Nope, I hear you. We're on the same page there, Michael.
All right. Well, hey, let's talk a little bit about your team. You guys have had a really good season so far. Just a couple of losses to some really good teams. Is this kind of what you thought your team could be coming into this year?
Well, I think we had a tremendous summer. We had last year we had a good year, but we were a little disappointed in the outcome of it. The year before we went to state tournament last year, we had a lot of pieces back, but it just wasn't fun. It wasn't fun last year. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to duplicate what we had done the year before. And so this summer we spent a lot of time going to camps. We went to a couple overnight camps where we got to spend some time together, and we had a lot of fun this summer, and we grew together. And we knew our schedule was tough early, and I circled 6 games on the schedule. I was like, okay, if we can go 3-3 or better, we'll be in great shape. And losing that Dakota Valley game, it ends up just being 5 games. So, and this is one of those games on the schedule. So we'll see how that prediction goes out after tonight. But yeah, I know these kids have put in a lot of work since they were little kids, since they were younger. This senior class has played a lot of basketball together, and so it's been fun. They're a great group to be around. Even sometimes they make you want to pull your hair out, but so do your own kids, I guess. So because they spend so much time with them, they might as well be my kids, I guess, at this point in time.
Well, exactly. And, you does appear that you're led by 2 seniors in Lane. And how's his last name pronounced? Teets?
Lane Teets, yep.
Yep, and then also looks like maybe a Jacob Zach.
They're great. They're a great 1-2 combo. Lane's kind of the scorer. They're a great combo. You can't ask for a better combo. They share the ball well. They've played so many games together since. I'm sure they've been playing together since they were in 1st or 2nd grade. And they got some, Logan Regenberg, who's had a nice senior year, and then Holden Simple gets some time off the bench a little bit. So the senior class is a pretty tight-knit group. They've spent a lot of time together on the basketball floor, so it's fun to watch them have this kind of success.
Well, and you do. You like to see hard work. You like to run. Are you an inside-out type of team, or do you?
With Logan having double figures, I think we start 5 guys that can score double figures any night. I mean, we got 2 sophomores, Keegan Tracy and Ryder Johnson. Ryder's dad is actually the all-time leading scorer in Groton high school history, and both of those kids can go for double figures any night. I feel like we're just to share the ball. I feel like we're a little different offense. We pass more than we dribble. We're going to cut more than we dribble. We're trying to make teams guard movement rather than the ball. And that's kind of our philosophy. It always has been. When I coached in college, that's kind of what we did too. And we're just going to make you guard movement rather than the dribble. That's kind of our philosophy. And last night in the first half, we were very easy to guard because we dribbled. It was like watching my sixth graders team, my son Major, watching his team play dribble, and everybody's chasing the ball. In the second half, we came out much better, successful. If we're sharing the ball, if we're moving the ball, and we're cutting hard, cutting to score, and not cutting just to cut, and we're sharing the ball, that's when we're successful. If we're relying too much on the dribble drive, if we're relying too much on one-on-one, then we're not going to be as successful as we can.
So then, yeah, it is a lot of just direct relation to that.
Because that's what it reminds me of.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to be it's going to be a tough guard tonight. It just really is. I mean, I'm not great with names, but I'm really good with numbers. So the Hansen brothers, 33 and 24, I mean, we've got to contain them. I mean, everyone that I've talked to, they live and die by the 3, and I just don't buy that. I think they live and die by the penetration on the Hansen brothers. And if you're going to help, they're going to kick for 3s. If you're not going to help, they're going to finish at the rim. So I think they live and die by what the defense gives them. I think to call them live and die by the 3 is shortchanging them. I think they read basketball very well. I think that they understand when to kick, when to get a shot at the basket. I just don't think they're that one-dimensional. I think they're a very talented group, and it scares the crap out of me if you want to know the truth. So we're going to have to stop those 2 without having to help. At the end of the day, we're going to have to stop those 2 with limited help, because if we help, then 22 is going to hit 3s, and 23 is going to hit 3s, and 20 is going to hit 3s, and then the only name I really know is Cerny, and that's because he didn't play the Del Rapids game, and you guys mentioned his name 500 times. That's the only reason I can remember Cerny, is because you guys mentioned him so much. But he's on the floor. They're going to penetrate, and they're going to kick for 3s for him. So, we've got to contain dribble drive without overhelping. That's our biggest key on defense tonight, and that's what we've worked on. We actually did scout for Vermilion on Tuesday and prepared for duel on Wednesday, because we got to turn around and be ready to go at 4 o'clock today with the C game. So we did scout on Tuesday, and we'll review it a little bit this afternoon. But that's what we talked about on Tuesday, is we have to defend the penetration without overhelping, without losing sight of our mans. And that's going to be a big challenge for us. It is for everybody that plays you guys, and that's a credit to Coach Drake, that does a great job. They understand what they're trying to get done, and we've got to get them outside their comfort zone if that's possible.
Well, and I think it's going to be a great matchup tonight. I think it's 2 teams that are evenly matched. I think they're both, you guys are both talented. I'm looking forward to it. And Coach, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today, providing me with stats, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in action tonight.
Well, I have to compliment you. I've watched, sometimes we don't get film as quickly on Huddle as you want, and so I've listened to a couple of your guys' broadcasts, and I can't remember your partner's name, but you guys do a tremendous job. It's great listening to you guys. You guys are knowledgeable. You support your team without being homers. It's been fun to learn about Vermilion basketball, and you guys do a great job. You feed well off each other. It's been really fun listening to you guys, and very impressed with what you guys have going on down there. And I'm excited to have you up here, and it should be a great game. And I appreciate you willingness to talk to me today.
I appreciate you talking to me. So thank you so much, and you have a great day.
We'll see you tonight. Okay, be careful driving up here.
Will do. Thanks so much. That was Coach Brian Dolan of the Groton Area Tigers here on Vermilion, streaming on YouTube and ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, Vermilion Yankton. We'll be right back after these messages from our Vermilion sportscasters.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big roll, Jerry. What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball from Groton Area High School in Groton, South Dakota. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley, and this is Tanager Basketball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. So, I forgot how long that interview with Brian Dolan was, and so I do not have time for the interview with Coach Jay Drake, which is fine. You probably listened to the post-game last time. And so we're just going to take a look around the state, and then we'll talk about our starting lineup as we're about 2.5 minutes away, probably from National Anthem, and then starting lineups. So just taking a look around the state, brought to you by First Vermilion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home. In AA boys, it'll be Sioux Falls, Washington hosting Watertown. Aberdeen Central hosting Harrisburg. Pierre hosting Yankton. And Sioux Falls Jefferson hosting Sioux Falls Christian. That should be a good matchup. Sioux Falls Jefferson, not a great AA team. And Sioux Falls Christian is a great A team. But there's a size difference. So, you know, it's always hard to quite know how that's going to translate. Rapid City Central hosts Brandon Valley. Spearfish hosting Huron. And Sturgis hosting Mitchell, and Rapid City Stevens hosting O'Gorman, and probably the matchup of the night. In A boys action, Canastota hosting Canton, Dupree hosting Little Wound, Pine Ridge versus St. Stephen's of Wyoming, St. Francis Indian versus Bennett County, Sisseton hosting Clark Willow Lake, Flandreau Indian versus Teoshpa Zina. Again, Garrettson versus McCook Central Montrose. Avon hosting Bon Home. Chamberlain hosting Mount Vernon Plankinton. Parkston hosting Gregory. Aberdeen Roncalli hosting Millbank. Ethan versus Kimball White Lake. And Rapid City Christian versus Shadron of Nebraska. And in Class B boys, it's Takini versus McIntosh. Newell and Edgemont. Bison versus Teoshpe Topa. Marty versus Tripp Delmont Armor. Faith versus Harding County. Freeman Academy Marion versus Viborg Hurley. The Viborg Hurley men looking to recover off that loss a couple of days ago. Corsica Stickney hosting Scotland. Lemon versus Timberlake. Flandreau Indian versus Teoshpa Zina. Wall versus Kadoka area. New Underwood versus Crazy Horse. Dawson Boyd out of Minnesota hosting in Castlewood. Faulkton area versus James Valley Christian. Irene Wakanda versus Menno. Potter County versus Sully Buttes. Parkston versus Gregory. Britton Hecla versus Langford area. Sunshine Bible Academy versus Hitchcock Tulare. Bridgewater Emory hosting Gayville Vollen. Ethan versus Kimball White Lake. And Andy Central Dakota Christian versus Colombe. In girls action in AA, Spearfish and Huron. Rapid City Central and Brandon Valley. Watertown and Sioux Falls, Washington. Harrisburg and Aberdeen Central. Sturgis Brown and Mitchell. And Rapid City Stevens and O'Gorman. We're going to pause here as they are going to play the national anthem. You can see the flag on the screen. That was the national anthem sung by a Groton area student. A job well done. As somebody who has sung that national anthem a number of times, it is not an easy song to sing. So she did a wonderful job. Hope you were able to hear it full voice. Again, just taking a look around the state. In double A, or A girls, it's Canastota and Canton. Florence Henry and Tri-State, North Dakota. Pine Ridge versus St. Stephen's, Wyoming. Flandreau Indian and Teoshka Zena. Webster area versus Redfield. St. Francis Indian, Bennett County. Flandreau and Sioux Valley. Ethan versus Kimball White Lake. Parkston and Gregory. Rapid City Christian hosting Chadron, Nebraska. We're getting to the starting lineups here. That was a look around the state brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic. Starting for Vermilion, it's the usual suspects. Cade Roovers, Connor Rohrig, who's averaging 5.5 points per game with 2.9 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 1.5 steals. Bryson Skogsberg, averaging 14.3 points and 6 rebounds. Zone Robinson, the other senior starter, averaging 9.3 points and 4.8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1.6 steals. Carter Hansen, the junior guard, averaging 13.3 points per game, 7.3 rebounds, 2.9 assists, and 1.5 steals. And Trey Hansen, averaging 16.4 points, 5.9 rebounds, 2.9 assists, and 3 steals. Now, the starting lineup for the Groton area Tigers, not your Groton area Tigers. Well, maybe some of you. So starting 5'11 sophomore Keegan Tracy, averaging 6.1 points per game. 6'3 sophomore Ryder Johnson, averaging 11.3 points per game. 5'11 senior Lane Teets, averaging 23.1 points per game. And 5'11 senior guard Jacob Zach, averaging 12.3 points per game. And Logan Ringenberg, averaging a 6'2 senior center, averaging 3.3 points per game. So they're led in scoring by Zach, Teets, and Johnson, with everyone else just kind of really tailing up here and there. But he did say, Coach said Logan Ringenberg has done some double-figure scoring in the last couple of games. So we're getting ready for some Tanager basketball. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. We are in Groton area. So this a big Class A matchup. Should be a good time. Good time being had by all. And we hope that includes you. Well, obviously, if you heard that, it does include you. We just hope you're having a good time. And jumping for Vermilion, Carter Hansen. Jumping for Jacob Zach. Jumping for Groton area. Groton area does win the jump. Move the ball around the perimeter. They get it down low. Here's a cutting Keegan Tracy, good for 2. Quick 2-0 lead for this Groton area team. Skogsberg gets it over to Robinson, into the hands of Carter Hansen. Bounce pass over to Trey Hansen, into the paint, and loses control of it, but gets it back. He's in the paint and has it blocked. Here's Lane Teets, gets it over to Keegan Tracy, down low to Logan Ringenberg. Over to Jacob Zach. Here's Keegan Tracy at the top of the key, guarded by Rohrig. They're moving the ball. As you heard Coach talk, they're not a lot of dribbling. It's a lot of just passing is their ball movement. Here's Zach bringing the ball down, gets it into the hands of Tracy. Long 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound, Zone Robinson. That 3-point attempt was by Teets. Zone Robinson with his rebound. That ball is out of bounds, off of Groton area. So with 28, nope, that's a foul. That is a foul on number 22 on Jacob Zach. On Zach. It's his first personal, first team. They get the ball into Zone Robinson. Gets it over to Bryson Skogsberg. Moving the ball around. Trey Hansen on the right-hand side will drive in. Pull-up jumper short off the back iron. Rebound by Lane Teets. Get it down to Ringenberg on the block. Out to Jacob Zach for 3, and that is good. Zach with a 3-pointer. Makes it 5-0 with 6:18 to go here in the first quarter. Trey Hansen with the ball. Gets it ahead to Skogsberg. Skogsberg in the lower right corner, picks up his dribble. He gets it out to Carter Hansen, over to Connor Rohrig. Rohrig back to Carter. Carter gets it down to a cutting Trey. Trey has it knocked out of his hands, but that is on a foul by Keegan Tracy, I believe. But we'll see what the call is. Yep, Keegan Tracy with his first personal. Second team foul. It was not on a shot. So inbound the ball. Rohrig into the paint. Up, no good. Rebound, Ryder Johnson. Here's Lane Teets out there, guarded by Carter Hansen. Here's a drive down the baseline. They kick it out to Sack for three, and that is good. 8-0. And that's going to be a 30-second timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well here on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermilion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermilion.
Welcome back to Groton Area High School, where with 5:29 to go here in the first quarter, Vermilion trails 8-0 on the back of two three-pointers by Jacob Zack and a jumper by Keegan Tracy. Vermilion now has the ball. And that ball is almost stolen away, but into the hands of Rohrig. Rohrig gets it over to Zone. Zone brings the ball around, gets it over to Trey Hansen. Zone at the top of the key, looks to drive into the lane, and that is blocked by Ryder Johnson. And that ball is out of bounds off of Groton area. That will be turned over to Vermilion. 5:03 to go here in the first quarter. Vermilion trails 8-0. Trey Hansen, cross-court pass to Zone, back to Trey. They've got 3 seconds to get across the timeline. They just do. And they get into the hands of Carter. Carter in the paint, short jumper is up, and that is good for Carter Hansen. Carter Hansen with a nice jumper, gets the shooter's touch there, the shooter's roll. And there's Ryder Johnson, has it blocked by Skogsberg into the hands of Rohrig. So it's 8-2, Vermilion looking to cut into that lead again. Trey gets it out to Carter. Carter thought about the three. Gets it back to Trey. Trey hands it off to Skogsberg. Skogsberg for three. No good, and that is out of bounds. So Groton area will inbound the ball. They bring it across. And here's Ryder Johnson. Gets it out to Teets. Zach into Teets. Teets up with the right hand. No good. Rebound. Connor Rohrig yet again. Another rebound for Rohrig. Trey Hansen gets it down to Zone. Zone on the block. Has a block from behind. Trey Hansen gets the rebound and is fouled on the shot. And he is fouled. That is Sack's second personal, third team. Trey Hansen's first free throw is up and good. Checking in for Rohrig is Cole Tweeten. So now out there, Skogsberg, Hansen, Robinson, and Tweeten. Second free throw is also good for Trey Hansen. That makes it 8-4, so it was an 8-0 run. That ball is, they're going to say it was tipped by Trey Hansen. It did go over the center court line. Here's Sack into Keegan Tracy, up and in. That's his second basket. He now has 4 points on the game. 10-4, Groton area leads Vermilion. Checking in for Groton area will be number 11, Casson Keogh. Here's Trey Hansen over to Bryson Skogsberg for three. Off the back iron. Rebound, Keegan Tracy gets it ahead to Sack. Sack for a long three, and that is good. That's his third three of the night. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Hansen drives in. And wow. They called a travel on Trey Hansen. I think if you watch the video, it does look like Logan Ringenberg actually pushes himself into Trey, which caused the travel, but not called that way. So 13-4, Groton area leads Vermilion. There's a long three-point attempt by Keogh, no good. Rebound and putback by Ryder Johnson. So 2:39 to go here in the first quarter. 15-4, Vermilion trails. Here's Carter Hansen. Gets the ball ahead to Trey Hansen. Zone Robinson into the paint. Goes up with the right hand. Up and good for Zone Robinson. Makes the score 15-6. That stops a 7-0 run. So here's Ryder Johnson. Gets it over to Tracy. Tracy back out to Johnson. Johnson with the long three-point attempt. That'll be off the front iron. Rebound, Carter Hansen. Carter Hansen looking to just settle this team down a little bit. Pulls up, thought about the long three, decided against it. Trey, guarded out there by Johnson, goes up with the right hand, up and in. That was all Trey Hansen. That gives him 4 points, makes it 15-8 now. 7-point deficit with 1:46 to go here in the first quarter. Here's Keegan Tracy. Gets it over to Ryder Johnson. Johnson back to Teets. Teets for three. Makes it 18-8. Here's Carter Hansen. 10-point deficit for Vermilion. 1:27 to go here in the first quarter. Looking to score and get a stop. And score and get a stop. Here's Bryson Skogsberg. Trey Hansen for the long three, and that is good. Trey Hansen now has a three-pointer, a regular field goal, and 2 free throws. That's 7 points for Trey. 18-11. 1:10 to go. Here's Kason Keogh. Gets it over to Lane Teets. Teets. Pull back, three-point attempt. No good off the back iron. And that is Ryder Johnson off the hands of Trey Hansen. They're allowing a lot of contact. I think it might have to be an adjustment. So Landon Cerny comes in for Bryson Skogsberg, because there was a lot of pushing right there. And here's Kason Keogh. They reset the shot clock, but I don't know. So here is a Ryder Johnson. Gets it over to Keegan Tracy. 44 seconds on the game clock, 21 on the shot clock. They get it down to Ringenberg. Get it out to Teets. Teets for three. That is no good. Off the iron. And that is off of Ryder Johnson. That'll be turned over to Vermilion. Shot clock is off. 34.3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Vermilion trails 18-11. They'd love to get a score here. Get that down to a 5-point deficit. And that was knocked out of Hansen's hands. And that has to be a travel. Yes. All right, they called a travel on Keegan Tracy. We're right behind the Vermilion fans. You're going to hear them. They're not happy with the officiating so far. Here's it in the hands of Trey Hansen. Hansen guarded by Ryder Johnson. Gets the ball across midcourt. Again, shot clock is off. Trey Hansen with 13 seconds to go. They are playing for the final shot. Hansen guarded by Johnson. And Ringenberg comes out 6, 5. They get it across to Landon Cerny. Cerny for three. Oh, no good. And that will be the end of the first quarter. 18-11 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion trails. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
The wait when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling, Comfort Care, and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermilion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball from Groton area. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. This is brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Vermilion trails after one, 18-11. Trey Hansen with the turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound by Keegan Tracy. Tracy loses the handle, gets it into the hands of Carter Hansen, technically a steal. Down to Zone Robinson, up and in, and he is fouled by Ryder Johnson. That'll be Ryder Johnson's first personal. Zone Robinson with the field goal. Carter Hansen with the assist. Makes it 18-13. And Zone Robinson going to the line to make it an old-fashioned three-point play. Free throw is up and no good. Rebound to Gage Sipple. On the court for Vermilion, Rohrig, Skogsberg, Hansen, and Robinson. For For Groton, it is Keegan Tracy, Ryder Johnson, Kaysen Keogh, Gage Sipple, and Lane Teets. And here is Keegan Tracy, gets it over to Ryder Johnson. Teets at the top, guarded by Carter Hansen. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Keegan Tracy, guarded by Rohrig. Kicks it out to Keogh. Keogh for three, no good. Rebound into the hands of Ryder Johnson, no good. Into the hands of Connor Rohrig. Rohrig with his third rebound. Gets it ahead to Zone Robinson, up with the right hand, and that is just off the iron. 18-13, 6:54 to go here in the second quarter. Teets penetrates, pulls it back out. Gets it out to Kaysen Keogh. Back to Teets, drives in, kicks it into Sipple. And Sipple is up and good. They're going to say he was fouled on the shot by Trey Hansen. It's his first personal, first team. So Sipple at the line to shoot the and one. And that is good. Gives him 3 points on the night. Makes it 21-13. Back to an 8-point lead. Carter Hansen drives in, goes up with the left hand, and that is up and in for Carter Hansen. Gives him 4 points on the night. Makes it 21-15. 6-point lead for Groton area with 6:18 to go in the second quarter. Kaysen Keogh gets it ahead to Keegan Tracy, who drives in, goes up with the right hand, no good, gets his own rebound, kicks it out to Teets. Teets drives in, up with the right hand, and that's no good. Rebound, Bryson Skogsberg. Oh, Skogsberg missed Carter Hansen, and Carter was on an outlet pass there, but just missed it. Zone Robinson out to Trey Hansen, thought about the long NBA three, decided against it. Rohrig over to Robinson. Robinson drives in at the elbow. Kicks it over to Skogsberg on the left-hand side. Skogsberg for a long three, and that is good. Nothing but net on that one for Skogsberg, which is what he needed. Missed a couple of three-point attempts in the first quarter pretty badly, so he needed that. 21-18, down to a three-point lead. And that is a travel, as Kaysen Keogh did not dribble before he started taking a couple of steps. So Vermilion has a chance, really since the beginning of the game, to get this to the closest deficit as possible, as Groton area did get out to an 8-0 lead. Vermilion trimmed it to 8-4, then it became 15-4. Carter Hansen into the paint, and Carter Hansen is fouled. I believe they're going to call it on Sipple. Gage Sipple. Yes. That's his first personal, second team foul. So Carter Hansen at the line to shoot two. First free throw is up and good. That's Carter's 5th point of the night. Again, Carter hit those big free throws at the end of the game against Madison to seal the deal. Blake Pauley checks in. Kaysen Keogh checks out. So 21-19, Vermilion trails with 5:18 to go here in the second quarter. Free throw from Carter is up and good. Carter is a 76% free throw shooter. Just made those two. Should increase that, obviously, if my math skills are right. Here's Blake Pauley. Gets it out to Gage Sipple. Sipple out to Keegan Tracy. Tracy gets it down to Ryder Johnson. Up and no good. And that is an offensive foul by Lane Teets as he just lowered his shoulder into Connor Rohrig. Nice take by Connor Rohrig on that one. That is Teets' first personal, third team foul. Vermilion with the chance to take their first lead of the game. They trail 21-20, 4:54 to go here in the second quarter. I do believe it's a little more physical brand of basketball up here. And I think just takes a little bit getting used to. Rohrig gets it over to Zone Robinson. Trey Hansen gets it off to Carter. Carter thought about the long three. Drives in, short jumper, up and good. Carter Hansen now with 8 points on the night. That's Vermilion's first lead of the game at 22-21. So Vermilion defense picking up here. Ball in the hands of Ryder Johnson. Now Keegan Tracy. Over to Lane Teets. Teets, again, the average is 23 points per game. Here's Keegan Tracy. And Teets now in the corner, guarded by Carter Hansen. Ryder Johnson with a short jumper, no good. Rebound, Bryson Skogsberg. Skogsberg went high for that one, his second rebound of the game. 3:52 to go in the second quarter on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion leads 22-21. Carter Hansen picked up his dribble into the hands of Zone Robinson. He knocked it into the hands of Connor Rohrig. Rohrig up with the left hand, and he is fouled on the shot. Every starter has now scored for Vermilion, and the shot counts, and the foul is on Ryder Johnson. That is Johnson's second personal, fourth team. Checking in for Gage Sipple is number 42, Logan Ringenberg. Also checking in now, number 22, Jacob Sack. Checking in for number 4, Ryder Johnson. On the court right now for Vermilion. At the line is Connor Rohrig going for the old-fashioned three-point play, in addition to Trey Hansen, Carter Hansen, Bryson Skogsberg, and Zone Robinson. Free throw is up and off the back iron. That rebound is taken away by Jacob Sack. 24-21, Vermilion leads. Sack kicks it out to Blake Pauley. 4-3, that is off. And that is knocked into the hands of Keegan Tracy. Here's Lane Teets, guarded by Trey Hansen. Gets it over to Blake Pauley. Pauley, the junior. Teets, the senior. They get it down low to Sack. Sack, turnaround jumper up, and that is no good. Off of Rohrig, saves it into the hands of Carter Hansen. Hansen drives in. Floater up and good. And Carter Hansen now has 9 points on the night. Hansen will go to the line to shoot the and one. That is on number 42, Logan Ringenberg. That's his first personal, fifth team foul. So Landon Cerny checks in. Connor Rohrig checks out. Vermilion now leading 26-21. That free throw no good for Carter. 5-point lead for Vermilion. Biggest lead of the game for them. They have trailed by as many as 11. That three-point attempt is no good. Rebound, Bryson Skogsberg. Hansen in the corner, brings it out, gets it over to Cerny. Cerny over to Carter Hansen. Carter thought about the three. Short jumper from the free throw line, no good. Oh, and that he is fouled by Carter Hansen. I think Carter's like, hey, it looks like he was more falling down, but no, you touch somebody and they fall down, you're going to get called on that. So Carter Hansen's first personal, second team foul. 26-21, 2:30 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. You're listening to Vermilion Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Ball in the hands of Blake Pauley. Now Lane Teets, the leading scorer for this team on the season, gets it in the hands of Jacob Sack, who has three three-pointers. Here's a three-point attempt by Keegan Tracy, no good. Into the hands of Sack, though. Sack drives in, puts that up, and he traveled before the block by Trey Hansen. They're going to call a travel on Jacob Sack. Jacob Sack has 3 3-pointers, so he's leading the way for Groton area with 9 points. Zone Robinson gets it into Trey Hansen. 2:07 to go here in the second quarter. Vermilion has outscored Groton area 15-3 in this quarter. Here's Zone Robinson. Gets it over to Trey Hansen. Trey kicks it across to Carter. Carter drives, pulls it back, gets it off to Trey. And they're going to call a moving screen. Offensive foul on Carter Hansen. That's Carter's second personal, 3rd team foul. So coming in for Carter Hansen will be Connor Rohrig. So now for Vermilion, it's Rohrig, Hansen, Trey Hansen, Bryson Skogsberg, Zone Robinson, and Landon Cerny. Out there for Groton area, you have Ringenberg, Tracy, Pauly, Teets, and Keogh. Teets is fouled by Zone Robinson on the shot. That'll be Zone's first personal, 4th team. Teets will go to the line to shoot 2.
His first 4th-team foul. Teets at the line for 2.
As Vermilion has gone on a 12-0 run here. And that free throw by Teets does break that run. Makes it 26-22 in favor of the Tanagers. Of course, that score brought to you by Midwest Ready Mix in Vermilion. Teets averages 23.1 points per game. And that free throw is up and good. Gives him 4 points on the night. No, 5 points on the night. Sorry about that. Here's Trey Hansen. Gets it down to Rohrig. A cutting Rohrig up and good. Nice basket by Rohrig. Nice pass by Hansen. So 28-23. Teets guarded by Zone Robinson. Teets drives in, off the paint, off the block, and Teets puts it up. His first field goal. Here's Rohrig, gets it out to Zone. Zone drives into the paint. Turnaround jumper up and no good. But Trey Hansen gets, was unable to get the get it off of Case and Keogh, so it leads to a fast break. And that is a rebound by Trey Hansen. You can hear the Vermilion fans. Ringenberg was just pushing down there. Up by Zone Robinson. Hansen with the assist. And Zone Robinson now has 6 points on the night. Foul is going to be on Keegan Tracy. And that's his second personal. They're already in the bonus, so Robinson would have been going to the line whether he had made the shot or not, but he did. And so it's now 30-25, and Zone is looking to make this a 6-point lead for Vermilion. And he does. Biggest lead of the game for the Tanagers at 31-25. Here's Ringenberg, gets it over to Teets. Teets drives in, he's on the elbow, pulls it back, and has it knocked away by Robinson, but into the hands of Tracy. Tracy over to Keogh. Keogh down low to Ringenberg, and Ringenberg loses control of it, knocks Skogsberg over. No foul called, but he did turn the ball over. So Vermilion probably playing for the final shot. 19.4 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Stay tuned for our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. We'll take a look around the state and give you the first half stats. Trey Hansen with the ball, 12 seconds remaining. Hansen guarded by Teets. Hansen drives in. So that was a turnover. And Teets driving. Long three-point attempt, no good. And that is the way the first quarter will end. First half will end. Vermilion leads 31-25. This is Tanager basketball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. We'll be back with our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show again on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion leads 31-25. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Nice. Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermilion.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, your floral and gift store on the corner of 15th and Broadway. We have what you need this holiday season. The freshest flowers and plants, home decor, candles, games, puzzles, socks, a great foodie corner, and of course beautiful jewelry, because we love things that sparkle. Be sure to stop by and see all that we have. It will surprise you. Shop local, shop Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, your floral and gift store.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
The Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack Vermilion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack Vermilion.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermilion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women. Names like Ariat and Carhartt for men. Boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermilion.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. This is our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. I am Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley. And at the half on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, Vermilion leads 31-25. In that first half, Vermilion trailed 8-0 early on. They then scored 4, were behind 8-4. Then Groton went on another 7-0 run to make it 15-4. It was 18-11 at the end of the first quarter in favor of Groton area, but Vermilion in that second quarter outscored Groton area 20-7 to lead 31-25. Vermilion is being led by Carter Hansen with 10 points, Zone Robinson and Trey Hansen with 7 each, Bryson Skogsberg with 3, and Connor Rohrig with 4. For Groton area, you have Keegan Tracy with 4, Ryder Johnson with 2, Lane Teets with 7, 9 for Jacob Zach on the back of his three-pointers, as well as Gabe Sipple with 3 points. That is the kind of first half roundup here on our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. For foul trouble, Carter Hansen, the only one in with trouble for Vermilion with 2. Now 3 Groton area Tigers have 2 of each. That's Keegan Tracy, Ryder Johnson, and Jacob Zach. When we come back, we're going to take a look around the state, brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic, as we continue with our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley, and this is ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Sherco in Vermilion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermilion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermilion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Sherco team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
Welcome back to Groton Area High School in Groton, South Dakota. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley, where at the half, Vermilion leads 31-25. Again, at the end of one quarter, they trailed 18-11. Actually, at the end of a couple minutes, they trailed 8-0. After 6 minutes, or 5 minutes, they trailed 15-4. So this has been a slow and steady comeback and pulling ahead. So we're going to take a look around the state, brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic here on our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. And just a reminder, when you hear Groton area, it is not just Groton. It is the amalgamation of the Groton Tigers, the Andover Gorillas, the Columbia Comets, and the Bristol Pirates. So here's our look around the state. Action from around the state. We'll start with boys action, since that's what we're broadcasting tonight. In AA, no score updates as it's 7 o'clock. A lot of these haven't started yet. We're just going to give you some score updates first. Little Wound over Dupree in Class A, boys. 5 minutes to go in the third, 31-30. And then Vermilion over Groton area. Surprise, did you know that? 31-25. In Class B, 32-15. Takini over McIntosh. That's the only score update in boys. In AA girls, no score updates there. In Class A girls, Canton leads Canastota 33-20 at the half. Ethan leads Kimball White Lake 40-20 at the half. Chamberlain leads Mount Vernon Plankinton at the half, 22-21. Now that's a surprise. Parkston leads Gregory 47-17 at the half, and those are the only score updates in Class A. Give me just a moment here. I wanted to see something. All right. And then in Class B girls, again, Wall beat Kadoka area 72-45. Menno leads Irene Wakana 17-9 with 3 minutes to go in the second. And Ethan leads Kimball White Lake 40-20 at the half. Potter County leads Sully Buttes at the half 20-15 with 3 minutes to go in the second. Hitchcock Tulare 24, Sunshine Bible Academy 7. At the end of the first quarter, James Valley Christian leads Fulton area 15-1. At the half, Bridgewater Emory leads Gayville Vollen 32-19. Parkston leads Gregory 47-17 at the half. So those are your score updates from around the state, brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic. Just a quick recap of any ranked teams that might be playing tonight. Harrisburg, number 2 in AA, plays Aberdeen Central. Sioux Falls Christian, number 1 in Class A, is in Sioux Falls at Sioux Falls Jefferson. And Sioux Falls Washington, number 3, is hosting Watertown. In Class A, just looking for ranked boys teams, Pine Ridge is hosting St. Stephen's of Wyoming. And again, Sioux Falls Christian is at Sioux Falls Jefferson. And those are the ranked games in Class A. We're going to take a 1 minute timeout. We'll be back with our second half action here on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube. This has been the Carlson's Body Shop halftime show, brought to you by Carlson's Body Shop. And this is Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley, and we'll be right back.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood, down at the lumberyard, down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermilion.
Welcome back to Groton Area High School, where at the half, Vermilion leads 31-25. We're beginning the second half on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. 7:56 to go. And Groton Area will begin with possession. We'll see what kind of adjustments were made at the half. Right now it's Ryder Johnson. Over to Colby Dunker. Colby Dunker did not play in the first half as far as I can remember. So here's Ryder Johnson. Over to Keegan Tracy. Tracy gets it to a cutting Teets. Teets up with the right hand, up and in. Quick 2 points for Groton area as Teets scores, makes it 31-27. Here's Carter Hansen up to Trey. Trey gets it, thought he'd get it back to Carter. On the block, gets it out to Zone Robinson. Zone gets it back to Trey. Trey drives into the lane, goes up with the right hand, up and in for Trey Hansen. 7:06 to go here in the third quarter, 33-27. Vermilion leads. Here's Lane Teets over to Keegan Tracy, guarded by Connor Rohrig. Good ball movement. You will see they don't do a lot of dribbling, except right now as I say that. And it's a lot of passing. The foul is going to be called on Zone Robinson. That will be his second personal. First team. It was not on a shot. It was on the floor. So, no, they called it on. Oh, they called it on Trey Hansen. That's his second. And they called it on a shot. Okay. All right, it was on a shot, I guess, and so Jacob Zach goes to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is up and no good. Zach's second free throw is up, and that does go in. So, 33-28, 5-point lead for Vermilion with 6:50 to go here in the third quarter. Trey Hansen drives in, pulls up, gets the ball over to Carter. Carter at the top of the key, guarded by Teets. Connor Rohrig over to Zone on the left side. Zone drives in, goes up and has it blocked by Teets. Sack loses control, gets it over to Ryder Johnson. Johnson drives in, loses control, stolen away by Trey Hansen. Kind of that same frenetic pace we saw at the beginning, and they're going to call Carter Hansen for a travel as he thought about the 3 and took a step. So 6:16 to go. Vermilion leads by 5. Get out there for Groton area. Dunker, Teets, Johnson, Keegan Tracy, and Jacob Sack, and Ryder Johnson goes in, and that rims out. Rebound Carter Hansen into the hands of Skogsberg, and that is off. Rebound to Groton area into the hands of Jacob Sack. Get it to Dunker, down low, up at the right hand, blocked by Carter Hansen. Again, Carter Hansen bring the ball up, doesn't have the number, so he pulls up, gets it over to Trey. Trey is fouled there by Ryder Johnson. That'll be Johnson's third personal. First team of the half. Trey Hansen hit the deck pretty hard on that one. Took his momentum and just kind of, the foul wasn't that hard, just took Trey's momentum and sent him onto the floor. Here's Zone from the left-hand side, drives in, and he is fouled, and he'll be fouled by number 1, Keegan Tracy. That's Tracy's third, team's second, and that was on the shot. So Robinson will go to the line to shoot 2, with Vermilion leading 33-28 with 5:37 to go in the third quarter here on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Zone, first free throw is up and good. Zone Robinson, his second free throw of the night, gives him 8 points. And another free throw for Zone. And there's a timeout being taken and this is our Murph's Appliance timeout. By Murph's Appliance, it's a 30-second timeout, so we're going to keep it right here. Murph's Appliance, locally owned and operated for over 2 decades, serving the Vermilion area for all of their appliance needs. Again, on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, Vermilion 35, Groton area 28. This is officially the biggest lead for Vermilion. Again, leading scorer right now for Vermilion is Carter Hansen with 10. The leading scorer for Groton area with 10 is Jacob Sack. That comes on the back of 3 3-pointers and then a free throw earlier this quarter. For Groton area, it's Dunker and Teets, along with Tracy, Johnson, and Sack. For Vermilion, it's Carter Hansen, Trey Hansen, Zone Robinson, Connor Rohrig, and Bryson Skogsberg. Teets trying to clear a lane, guarded by Carter Hansen. We pull it around. Here's Keegan Tracy for 3 off the back iron. And that rebound goes to Bryson Skogsberg. Bryson off with his three-point shot tonight, but his rebounding is spot on. Here's Connor Rohrig. Hands it off to Carter Hansen. Hansen back to Rohrig. Rohrig for three, and that is good. Connor Rohrig for three gives Vermilion a 10-point lead. That's the biggest lead. That's the biggest lead for Vermilion. Groton area had an 11-point lead at one point. Zone Robinson comes down with the rebound. 4:41 to go here in the third quarter. Skogsberg hands it off to Hansen. Trey Hansen. Trey over to Rohrig. Rohrig drives into the paint, up with the left hand, and good. Connor Rohrig with 9 points on the night right now. 40-28, Vermilion leads. 4:26 to go. Full timeout going to be taken by Coach Dolan and Groton area. This timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance in Vermilion. We'll take a timeout as well. This is Michael Schumacher and Jen Ashley, brought to you, Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on ESPN Radio 101.5 and AM 1570 and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design-build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers!
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball. 4:24 to go in the third quarter. Vermilion leads 40-24. Carter Hansen has just picked up his third personal foul, second team foul of the quarter. 4:21, Groton area with the ball, and miscommunications as Teets thought Sack was going to zig, and Sack thought he should zag, and the ball went out of bounds. So back to Vermilion with 4:19 to go. Vermilion up by 12, the biggest lead for either team on the night. So here's Bryson Skogsberg driving the paint, short jumper. Oh, in and out, rebound to Gage Sipple. They get the ball to Teets. Teets brings it up, pulls back, three-point attempt, and that is good. Lane Teets with a three-pointer, his second three of the game. Makes it 40-31, a 9-point lead for Vermilion. Trey Hansen brings the ball up. And Vermilion loses the ball. Here's Teets. Going to drive on Hansen. Goes up with the right hand. No good. Sipple with the rebound. And here's Hansen. Trey Hansen with the rebound. Gets it over to Zone Robinson. And that is going to be a foul on Teets. As Zone Robinson got the rebound. That'll be Teets' second personal. Third team foul. Great effort there by Vermilion. Teets had it. Carter Hansen played great defense without fouling. Sipple got the rebound and a great defense again, and Vermilion then was able to fight for the rebound. 3:27 to go. Trey Hansen for the long three, and that will be off, and that will go over the backboard. That will be out of bounds. That will be turned over to Groton area. So 3:20 to go, 40-31. Vermilion leads Groton area. Landon Cerny comes in for Connor Rohrig. Rohrig with 9 points on the night so far. Looking to get into double figures. 3:19 to go. Lane Teets brings the ball up for Groton area. Hands it off to Case and Keogh. Right now out there it's Teets and Keogh. Sack, Ryder Johnson, and Gage Sipple. They get it down low to Sack. Sack goes up and in. No offensive foul called there. 7-point lead for Vermilion with 2:55 to go in the third quarter. They get the ball to Trey Hansen. Trey Hansen drives the paint, up and no good. Sipple with the rebound. And Teets with the ball up and in with the right hand, and they're going to... What? They're going to say Teets was fouled. Okay, all right. And they're going to call it. Fouls on Landon Cerny, his first personal, third team foul. So now it's down to a 5-point lead. Teets looks to make it 4. Free throw is up, and that will rim out. Rebound, Carter Hansen. And that foul is on Sipple. Sipple with his second personal. Fourth team. So Zone Robinson to inbound the ball. Gets it into Trey Hansen. Hansen guarded by Sack. Hansen gets it across the midcourt line. Hands it off to Robinson. Zone drives in, into the elbow. Turnaround jumper up, and that will roll in for Zone. That gives Robinson 11 points on the night. Jason Keogh over to Gage Sipple. Ryder Johnson gets it down low to Sack. Sack up, no good. Rebound, Carter Hansen. I think Sack was expecting more defense there, and then when it wasn't there, he just kind of short-armed it there. Here's Trey Hansen over to Zone Robinson. Robinson drives into the paint, and he is not fouled, but Carter Hansen gets the rebound, puts it up with the left hand, no good. 42-35, Vermilion leads with a minute 49 to go. And that ball is out of bounds off of Vermilion. Groton area fans are upset. They thought there was contact in the foul, and I'll be honest, if I were a Vermilion fan and that happened to us, I'd be upset too. That's what I'm saying. There's just a lot of contact being allowed, and we're just having to get used to it. So Keegan Tracy comes in for Gage Sipple. Connor Rohrig comes in for Landon Cerny. Nope, Cerny is still out there. Carter Hansen is checked out. So Zone Robinson gets the ball into Connor Rohrig. Rohrig picked up there by Kason Keogh. Rohrig driving in, and he is going to be fouled, I believe, by Keogh. Yep, Kason Keogh picks up his first personal. Fifth team, so Rohrig will go to the line to shoot 2. Rohrig looking to get double figures. I don't know that he's been in double figures yet this season. He might have, but can't remember if he has. So Rohrig at the line to shoot 2. And that first free throw is up and good. Connor Rohrig in double figures. 43-35, Vermilion with an 8-point lead. They have led by as many as 12, trailed by as many as 11, and the second one is up and good for Rohrig as well. Rohrig now has 11 points on the night. Vermilion leads by 9 with a minute 35 to go. Here's in the third quarter. Here's Jacob Sack. Gets the ball over to Keegan Tracy. Tracy resets the offense. Lane Teets, guarded by Zone Robinson. Here's Jacob Sack, and Sack is going to be fouled. They're going to call the foul on Cerny. That's Cerny's second personal, fourth team. And they're going to say he was in the act of shooting. They seem to have a bit of a liberal definition of the act of shooting, but that's okay. First free throw is up and good for Jacob Sack. That gives him 13 points on the night. Second leading scorer for Groton area to Lane Teets, who has 14. That free throw is up and good as well. So they both have 14. Vermilion's leading scorer right now, Connor Rohrig, and Zone Robinson each with 11, and Carter Hansen with 10. Connor Rohrig gets the ball over to Trey Hansen. Trey drives in from the outside. Gets it over to Bryson Skogsberg. Skogsberg for 3, and that one is good. Bryson Skogsberg. Boy, it's been there, nothing but net twice and 2 air balls. And so at least he has the confidence to keep shooting. Here's Keegan Tracy. Kicks it out to Kason Keogh. Keogh drives in, and they're going to say he was fouled by Cerny. That's Cerny's third personal. So it looks like Trenton Thomas. Like I said, Trenton Thomas has been getting some action. Trenton Thomas getting ready to check in for Cerny. Coach Drake would like to get to the fourth quarter with both Carter and Cerny only having 3 fouls. So Trenton Thomas checks in. 21 checks in for 12. That first free throw for Kason Keogh was good. And that free throw is up and good for Keogh. So 40.8 seconds remaining. We got some fun stuff happening up here. Play-by-play should be in the stands, I think. Here's Trey Hansen with Vermilion leading by 8, 47-39. We got people telling people to shut up. And okay, there's a... Oh, come on. They called a travel on Trey. Coach Drake can't believe it either. I know I'm not supposed to be a homer on the calls, but come on. 31.8 seconds remaining. Vermilion leads by 8. Keegan Tracy with the ball, gets it ahead to Sack. That wasn't a travel somehow. Ryder Johnson for 3, no good. Rorik with the rebound. That's his 4th rebound to go with 11 points. 21 seconds remaining. Vermilion will play for the final shot, leading by 8. They came into the quarter leading by 6. It's been led by as many as 12. It was as close as, I believe, 4. So here's Trey Hansen, guarded by Lane Teets. Trey Hansen up with the finger roll, up and in for Trey Hansen. That gives him 11 points. 4 players in double figures right now for the Tanagers. That is the third quarter, ends with 49-39 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Carter Hansen will be checking back in. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermilion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermilion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermilion.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermilion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermilion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermilion Auto Works.
Welcome back to Groton Area High School, where at the end of 3 quarters, Vermilion leads by 10, 49-39. Original starting 5 out there for the Tanagers. For Groton Area, it is Teets, Kason Keogh, Keegan Tracy, Jacob Sack, and Ryder Johnson. Bryson Skogsberg for 3 from the left-hand side, no good. Rebound, Skogsberg. Skogsberg with the spin move, and no foul called, foul out of bounds off of Vermilion. So here's Teets bringing the ball up. 7.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Teets gets the ball out to Keegan Tracy. Tracy picked up by Zone Robinson. Jacob Sack into the paint, up and in. 16 points on the night for Sack. He's the leading scorer for Groton Area. Back to an 8-point lead for Vermilion. 7:12 to go. Trey Hansen with the ball. Gets it over to Rorig. Rorig with 11 points on the night. Gets it into the hands of Carter. Carter drives into the paint. Gets it into a cutting Rorig. Rorig up at the left hand and good! Connor Rorig is on fire tonight! Connor Rorig with 13 points. The leading scorer for this Vermilion Tanager team. Here's Ryder Johnson, gets the ball over to Teets. Teets, long 3, and that is good. Lane Teets with a long 3, and there's a 30-second timeout called by Groton Area. We're going to keep it right here as Vermilion leads 51-44 with 6 minutes, 34 seconds remaining on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. This is Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, serving their customers for over 150 years. This timeout is brought to you by Murph's Appliance. Murph's Appliance on Main Street in downtown Vermilion, serving their customers for over 20 years, locally owned and locally operated for over 2 decades. So right now, 51-44, Vermilion leads by 7. It'll be Vermilion's ball when we inbound. Possession arrow favors Groton area if there's a jump ball. But again, 6 minutes, 34 seconds remaining. Zone Robinson to inbound the ball. Gets it into Trey Hansen. Trey brings the ball up, guarded by Lane Teets. Gets it ahead to Zone. Zone has a single dribble, picks up his dribble, gets it off to Connor Rohrig. High pressure man-to-man defense by this Groton area team. Zone Robinson gets it over to Trey. And even Coach Drake is starting to just wonder how the heck this game is being called. 51-44, 6:14 to go on the Murph's Appliance scoreboard. Lane Teets with the ball, guarded by Carter Hansen, gets it off to Kaysen Keogh. Long three by Teets, and that is good. Teets is feeling it. He's at 21. Carter Hansen gets the ball, drives into the paint. Gets it over to Zone Robinson. Back down to a 4-point lead, 51-47. Here's Connor Rohrig over to Zone. Zone looks to drive into the paint, kicks it out to Skogsberg. Skogsberg for three, off the back iron. That ball is rebounded by Keegan Tracy. Vermilion looking for a stop here. It's now 51-47. Kaysen Keogh gets it out to Teets. Teets with the pullback jumper. Nope. Gets it over to Kaysen Keogh, and that is blocked. Rebound to Carter Hansen. Carter gets it over to Zone. Nope. Here's Trey with 5 minutes to go. Vermilion leads by 4. Here's Connor Rohrig. Rohrig gets it off to Trey. Trey guarded by Sack. Trey with the long... And another travel call. I mean, this is just getting to be... I'm sorry. I know I've complained about officiating before, but my goodness. 4:50 to go, 51-47. This Vermilion crowd is getting restless with these questionable calls. Here's Teets driving in, and he is blocked by Trey Hansen. Gets the ball ahead to Carter. Carter gets it across the timeline, 4:33 to go. Vermilion up, 51-44. Trey Hansen drives in, puts the ball up, no good, no foul. Rebound by Ryder Johnson. Teets drives in and loses control, out of bounds. Ball will go back to Vermilion. So 4:19 to go. Vermilion leads 51-47. So Carter Hansen gets it off to Zone Robinson. Zone gets it off to Trey. Vermilion looks to set it up. Trey from three, top of the key, and that is good! Trey Hansen for three, and there's a timeout called. Makes the score 54-47. We'll take a timeout as well on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. 4 minutes exactly, 54-47, Vermilion leads. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Vermilion Medical Clinic has an ongoing mission to provide areas with quality health care and convenient access to medical professionals. Our patients at Vermilion Medical Clinic value our dedicated primary care physicians, compassionate PAs, and consistently scheduled outreach specialty care. If you have health questions, need a screening, or have medical concerns for yourself or family members, call us for an appointment or visit VermilionMedicalClinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
Welcome back to Tanager basketball here in Groton area, at Groton Area High School in Groton, South Dakota. With 4 minutes to go, Vermilion leads 54-47. Tanager basketball is brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. That timeout was brought to you by Murph's Appliance, for 20 years serving the Vermilion area, locally loaned and locally operated for 2 decades. Jacob Sack is fouled on the shot by Trey Hansen. That'll be Trey's third personal, first team. 3:48 to go here in the fourth quarter. Jacob Sack will go to the line to shoot 2. Sack has 16 points on the night. Second leading scorer for the Groton area team, behind Lane Teets with 20. First free throw from Sack is up, and that is good. Gives him 17 on the night. Sack came in averaging 12.3, so over his average. He and Tietz are the two main seniors. Second free throw for Sack is off the back iron, but that will roll in. Makes it 54-49, 5-point lead for Vermilion with 3:46 to go. Trey Hansen, guarded by Sack. Hansen gets it off to Zone Robinson. Zone over to Trey. Trey brings it around to the top of the key. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Trey gets it over to Carter. Carter picks up his dribble, gets it off to Trey. Trey thought about the long three. Will drive in, pull back, drive in, up with the right hand, no good. Rebound to Bryson Skogsberg. They did a nice job of just batting that ball around. Three-pointer for Trey, off the back iron. Front iron, sorry, no good. Rebound, Ryder Johnson, 3:07 to go. Tietz thought about driving in, pulls it back out. Resets the offense, 30 seconds on the shot clock. 2:58 to go in the game. Here's Keegan Tracy on the left-hand side. Groton area with their white uniforms, black numbers and letters, gold trim. Long three-point attempt, no good. Rebound, Keegan Tracy kicks it out to Tietz. Tietz for three, no good. Rebound, Trey Hansen. Vermilion with 2:38 to go, 30 seconds on the shot clock, leading 54-49. And we had a timeout. Timeout called by Vermilion. It's a full timeout. This timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. 54-49 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. 2:32 to go. We'll be back after these messages. And this timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermilion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermilion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermilion Vision Care Associates.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. 2:32 on the game clock, 25 seconds on the shot clock. Vermilion to inbound the ball after that Murph's Appliance timeout. Trey Hansen with the ball, guarded by Jacob Sack. Hits the cutting zone. Robinson over to Connor Rohrig, over to Carter Hansen, over to Trey. Trey goes in, up with the right hand, no good. And they're going to call a foul. We'll see who the foul is on. And that is on number 11, Kaysen Keogh. That is his second personal, first team foul. Trey Hansen will go to inbound the ball. Fresh 35 for Vermilion, 2:16 to go. Carter Hansen over to Connor. Connor back to Carter. Carter for a long three, off the iron, but in! In! Carter Hansen hits the three with the shooter's touch. That gives him 13 points on the night. He'd been stuck at 10 for a while. Well, the entire second half. And here's Ryder Johnson goes up, and he is blocked by Trey Hansen. 57-49, a minute 46 to go. I have to expect Vermilion to take their time with each possession. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Connor Rohrig over to Carter Hansen. Carter guarded by Lane Tietz. Trey Hansen now 15 seconds on the shot clock. Has the ball stolen away by Lane Tietz. Tietz goes in and has it knocked away from behind by Trey Hansen. No, they are going to call a foul on Trey. That is his fourth personal. Second team. Tietz will go to the line to shoot two. even though I thought the foul would have been on the floor. Again, this is the third foul that they're calling as a shooting foul that I really thought was on the floor. But here's Teets at the line with 20 points on the night, shooting 2 free throws. First free throw is up and good. Pauly comes in for Case and Keogh. So out there right now for Groton area, it's Keegan Tracy, Ryder Johnson, Jacob Sack, Lane Teets, and Blake Pauly. For Vermilion, Trey Hansen, Carter Hansen, Connor Rohrig, Zone Robinson, and Bryson Skogsberg. Teets' second free throw is up and good. 57-51, Vermilion leads. A minute 24 to go. As Trey Hansen guarded by Sack, and they're going to call a foul on Sack. That is Sack's third personal. Second team. Hopefully we're back. They stepped on the power cord, which turned power off to everything that we had. It's 57-51, 45 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Groton area with the ball. Ryder Johnson tries to get it into Jacob Sack. That is stolen away by Carter Hansen. Sorry for that. Again, they turned off our power accidentally. They stepped on the power cord. Here's Bryson Skogsberg, 28 seconds to go. And he is going to be fouled by Blake Pauly. That will be Pauly's first personal. Third team foul. 26.7 seconds remaining. 57-51. Vermilion leads. Obviously, no shot clock, so they will have to continue to foul. Zone Robinson tries to get it in to Carter Hansen. Carter with the ball. Gets it, and he is fouled by Jacob Sack. That'll be Sack's fourth personal. Fourth personal, fourth team. So Pauly comes in for Sack. And Zone Robinson gets the ball into Trey Hansen. And Trey is fouled there by Pauly. That is his second personal. And that'll be the fifth team. So Hansen will go to the line to shoot 2. Trey on the night with 14 points. 4 Tanagers in double figures. So Trey at the line to shoot 2. Back deep in safety are Bryson Skogsberg and Connor Rohrig. So it's a 2-possession game. If Trey can hit one of these, it'll become a 3-possession game. First free throw is up and good for Trey Hansen. That gives him 15 points on the night. You gotta love when they say, let's play soccer. It means you suck at this sport or what? I don't know. Second free throw up and shooter's touch. That's 16 points on the night for Trey Hansen. 8-point lead for Vermilion. Teets drives and unable to connect. Rebound and blocked by Skogsberg. And that should pretty much do it. 8-point lead, 13.4 seconds to go. Skogsberg to go to the line to shoot 2. That is Ryder Johnson's fourth personal. So, barring any miracles, Vermilion should win their 10th game of the season. Go 10-4. So Skogsberg at the line. 8-point lead, looking to make it 10, which would make it a 4-possession game. First free throw is up and short for Bryson. Second free throw for Bryson is up, and that is good. Makes it a 9-point game. 3 full possessions with 3-pointers. This will do it. So Teets brings it up. Long 3, and that is no good, and that will end it. Trey Hansen with the rebound, and Vermilion is going to come away with a victory. The nearly 4-hour drive is worth it, as they will be heading home as the teams line up to shake hands. As Vermilion played a great game, so did Groton area, and Vermilion will win 60-51 is the final. We'll be back with our First Dakota National Bank post-game show here on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality healthcare, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you got to call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
Safe means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher, and we are at Groton Area High School in Groton, South Dakota, where Vermilion comes away with a 60-51 victory. Vermilion trailed early on, trailed 8-0, scored 4, then trailed 15-4 before ending the first quarter down 18-11. They then went on a run in the second quarter to take a 6-point lead, 31-25. They then led by 8 at the end of the third quarter and extended that to a 9-point victory at the end of the game. Vermilion was led in scoring, well-balanced scoring. To say anybody led is to make it sound like somebody just dominated. Connor Rohrig had 13 points tonight. Bryson Skogsberg had 7. Zone Robinson had 11. Carter Hansen had 13, and Trey Hansen had 16. And I believe, let me just double check here. I'm missing one somewhere, but that's okay. That's just my bookkeeping. That was the scoring for Vermilion. And then for Groton area, they were led by Jacob Sack and Lane Teets. Lane Teets, the leading scorer, averaging 21 points per game. Lane Teets had 7 at the half, ended up with 22. You can see the way he can score in spurts shows why he averages 21 points per game. Jacob Sack had 18 points, so they scored 40 of the 51 points for the Groton area Tigers. Also scoring, Keegan Tracy had 4. Ryder Johnson had 2. And then Lane Teets, Gage Sipple had 3. And Kaysen Keogh had 2. For Vermilion, also Carter Hansen, to go with his scoring, had 8 rebounds. Bryson Skogsberg had 7. Zone Robinson had a couple of steals and a block. Bryson Skogsberg had 2 blocks. Trey Hansen had 3 blocks, a steal. Carter Hansen had 2 steals and a block. So just a great all-around game for this Tanager team. This was a real test for them. Coming into this, as we mentioned, Groton area on the season only had the 2 losses. Or 3 losses. They lost to Hamlin, second ranked in at the time in Class A. They're 12-3. They lost to them by 22. They then lost to Pine Ridge 73-62. And then they lost to Dakota Valley. So those are their 3 losses: Dakota Valley, Pine Ridge, and Hamlin. So just a great turnout and a great game for this Tanager team. A great all-around balanced game. And I do have Coach Jay Drake up here with us. He made the way up to the top of the stands. Coach, that's a win you'll take every night.
Got to catch my breath between in a locker room, obviously the game, and then just trying to climb up these stairs. It's not easy. That's a big-time win for our group. To do what they did today. Groton's a state tournament team, and they'll be in the SODAC 16. Obviously, they were in the top 7-8 PowerPoint-wise. The 1 seed up in this region. We told our group we knew this. They're a DAC 12 team this year. Their makeup of what they are. And the thing is, we've seen that, obviously, and we say it's no different. It's going to play a DAC 12 game on the road. Tough environment. We knew they'd keep coming after us. It can get loud up here, in here. You leave at 11 a.m. We always tell our group, we'll play anyone, anywhere, anytime. And that's the mindset you have to have. And I thought they approached the thing the right way. It's not always easy leaving at 11 in the morning. We stopped at Watertown for a little bit just to get some stretching in, relax, move around a little bit. Got up here around 3 and, CJV and then this one. But after the 18, we gave up way too many points in the first quarter. They're on pace for the 70s. But the trick is that their team, they're averaging in their home games this year, I think around 74, 75 points in this gym, and that to kind of lock them down. We had to get out of kind of our full court stuff, but for 3 quarters to hold them, those final 3 quarters to 33 points, they kept making runs. We did just enough on the defensive end and got just enough offense to hold them off, and a great team win for us.
It really was, and you talk about that 18 points that you gave up in the first quarter, and actually even more so, they scored 8 before you guys scored. Got it 8-4.
Yeah, 8-0.
Then they scored 7, so it was 15-4. So at one point they were up by 11, and you end up winning by 9. So basically the last third of the game you outscore them by 20. But you're right, they kept making these runs, and Teets, early on I'm like, this is the guy that scores 21 points a game. Well, and he had 7 in the first half. Well, he showed in the second half exactly why he averages 20 points a game.
And it's a tough guard, obviously, because he can put it on the floor. He's a strong kid. He's played probably over 100 varsity games now since 8th grade and stuff. He can get in the paint. He can finish around the basket. He can shoot a pull-up jumper. But, Carter did a nice job on him. But even, he can just rise up from 25 feet, and you have to give enough space, because if you get too much into him, he's going to go right on by you, and he rose up and hit some big shots. And you got to kind of live with that. We're just trying to make them take tough shots and make tough shots, and they hit some. But I thought we did a great job just defending without fouling and making things hard on them.
Well, that's exactly right. And then offensively, I don't know, has Connor Rorick been in double figures before tonight?
He actually, early in the year before Christmas, he had a 10 and 11 in a couple of games. but he was huge offensively, giving us some. And really, they had to kind of get out of. They want one of 42 or that 5 and even 30-some. They want those guys in offensively so they can run that high post action, set a lot of ball screens and just other screens, back screens for guys. And basically, Connor and his offensive performance tonight basically took them out of what they wanted to do offensively because they couldn't guard on the other end. So he had to basically go small all night, or at least in the second half. And huge. He hit a couple big threes, obviously. A couple nice cuts to the basket, scoring around the basket. And it just gave us, we kind of, they say kind of the big four with the two Hansen boys, Bryson and Zoe. But to have him and the offensive production he gave tonight, huge factor in the game. And
he had a nice cut here and a reverse layup that it was just beautiful. It was a thing of beauty. And so it was great to see really balanced scoring. 4 players in double figures. Nobody just dominated. It was, I think I had Trey at 16, you had Connor at 13 and Carter at 13 and Zone at 11. Just really well-balanced game. It really seemed like they couldn't tell where it was coming from. And now you had a few days off coming into this. You have a few days off coming out of this before traveling down to Dakota Valley, where obviously the road doesn't get any easier. This team lost to Dakota Valley by 5 at the DAC-12 NEC Clash. So what's the game plan over the weekend and Monday for you guys?
Yeah, these guys haven't had, we had gone on that stretch of 5 games in 10 days, and we basically had gone like 11 or 12 days with either practice or games. We gave them after Madison. We took some team pictures and gave them Tuesday off. Obviously, had 2 really good practices Wednesday, Thursday, but we'll give them the weekend off. They just need to have kind of a mental refresher, breather here. And, there's no secret, obviously. DB knows us. We know DB. We'll get together on Monday and obviously have game prep. It gives us as coaches a chance. We know DB, but just to kind of hone in on some film over the weekend. And it'll be another huge challenge. And yet we knew it. The stretch we just got done with Madison, very tough stretch. And then, we said our next 3, with Groton on the road, DB on the road, and Lennox on the road, you have to go play 3 straight teams that are state tournament teams. Now, obviously, when you get to SODAC 16, matchups doesn't automatically make it mean they'll get in, but there are 3 teams that are most definitely top 8 type teams, and we answered the call tonight, and a huge challenge again on Tuesday night with DB.
Well, it really will be. Well, Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to come up here. We really appreciate it. Great game. Hope the viewers and listeners enjoyed it, and we'll be back at it Tuesday in Dakota Valley.
All right, safe travels home.
Hey, thanks a lot. That was Coach Jay Drake as part of our First Dakota National Bank postgame show. We're going to take a quick break, then we'll come back and take a look around the state, and then brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic, and then we're going to call it, and we're going to head home. So this is Tanager basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard showed 60-51. Vermilion beats Groton area in a battle in Groton. And we'll be right back after these messages on ESPN Radio and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and with the 6-wheel drive and low-range transfer case, they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is teaming up with Clark's Rentals in Yankton, bringing you a wide range of hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more to get the job done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment for all your concrete needs, and Clark's Rentals, your rental equipment headquarters.
Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermilion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with a worth ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermilion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball on ESPN Radio and Vermilion Streaming, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley as we brought you Vermilion Tanager Basketball as they beat Groton area Tigers 60-51. Let's take a look at scores from around the state in AA basketball. 28-19, Watertown leads Sioux Falls, Washington at the half. Aberdeen Central leads Harrisburg 48-47 with 4 minutes to go in the game. Sioux Falls Christian leads Sioux Falls Jefferson 66-47 after 3. And Pierre leads Yankton 47-23 with 1 minute to go in the third. No score updates for the rest of AA. In Class A boys, Canastota leads Canton 10-4. That can't be right. Well, 10-4 with 3 minutes to go in the first. Dupree leads Little Wound 53-48. Clark Willow Lake leads Sisseton 22-14 with 1 minute to go in the second. Garrettson leads McCook Central Montrose. Aberdeen Roncalli leads Millbank. St. Fran, no other score updates in Class A boys. In Class B boys, Takini leads McIntosh 32-15 after 1. Faith leads Harding County 71-40, or defeated Harding County 71-43. At the half, Viborg Hurley over Freeman Academy Marion 46-17. Wall leads Kadoka area 52-36 with 7 minutes to go in the game. Lemon leads Timber Lake 31-18 with 4 minutes to go in the second. Castlewood leads Dawson Boyd out of Minnesota 19-18 with, it says 17 minutes to go in the second. I don't think that could be right, so I will not say what point in the game that is. For girls in Class AA, Spearfish leads Huron 17-8 after 1. Watertown leads Sioux Falls, Washington 31-29 at the end of 3 periods. Harrisburg leads Aberdeen Central after 3, 37-24. O'Gorman leads Rapid City Stevens after 1, 14-9. Those are the only score updates in Class AA girls. In Class A girls, Canton beat Canastota 65-40. Florence Henry leads Tri-State North Dakota 45-8 at half. Redfield over Webster area 23-9 at the half. Flanger over Sioux Valley 11-7 after 1. Parkston leads Gregory 57-25 after with 4 minutes to go in the third. Mount Vernon Plankinton did come back and dispatch Chamberlain with ease 60-41. Ethan beat Kimball White Lake 71-29, and West Central leads Madison 30-14 with 3 minutes to go in the second. In Class B, Wall defeated Kadoka area 72-45. Irene Wakanda leads Menno 39-35 with 1 minute to go. Harriet Selby area leads Aberdeen Christian 23-9 with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Parkston again over Gregory. Viborg Hurley over Corsica Stickney with 4 minutes to go in the game, 48-43. James Valley Christian over Faulkton area 58-40 with 2 minutes to go in the game. Potter County over Sully Buttes 47-39. Britton Heckler over Langford area 44-29. With 3 minutes to go in the fourth, Hitchcock Tulare over Sunshine Bible Academy 47-13. And in finals, Bridgewater Emory defeated Gayville Vollen. Hitchcock Tulare over Sunshine Bible Academy. Trip Delmont Armor over Marty. Ethan over Kimball White Lake. And those are the only score updates in Class B. That was brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic. We want to thank First Dakota National Bank for being our sponsor of Tanager Basketball. For Jen Ashley, I'm Michael Schumacher. Give me just a second here because there's something else I need to do, and then it'd be weird if I cut out and the radio went silent. So for Jen Ashley, I'm Michael Schumacher from Groton area, where the Vermilion Tanagers have defeated the Groton area Tigers 60-51 to get their 10th victory of the season to move to 10-4 as they prepare to go down and take on Dakota Valley. We are going to sign off on ESPN Radio and Vermilion Streaming. Have yourselves a good night. We will be back tomorrow night. 5 o'clock is the tip-off, 4 o'clock pregame as the Tanager girls take on Aberdeen Roncalli in the DAC 12 NEC Clash from Madison. And so we'll be back here tomorrow night on ESPN Radio and Vermilion Streaming on YouTube. All right, for Jen Ashley, I'm Michael. You have a great night.